Hello all, welcome to my channel on Android. Today I will demonstrate you the concept of how to load all the images available in the external storage into device. This application is related to read all the images available in a external storage. Let's start developing an Android application. I'm just giving my name of the application is read images. I will use read images demo, or you can say that is load all the images available in external storage. Using Kotlin we will do this. I'm just clicking on finish. Once all the Gradle build is ready, you can start coding. Let me start. First of all, you need to understand what permission is required whenever we want to read an external storage. It means we want to read from the SD card. I want to read all the images available in one control, that is grid view. So let's start with the coding. First of all, I will check that is any permission is granted by the user or not. So to check for the permission, you can just check activity compact dot check self permission. It having the two argument. The first argument is which context and the second argument is which permission you are checking for. So I'm just writing here manifest. Just take Android. Here select the Android manifest dot permission dot read external storage. If this permission is granted by the user, then not an issue. But if this permission is not granted by the user, then you can just check package manager dot permission granted. See, understand the code this. If activity compact dot check self permission current context, if the permission external storage is not granted by the user, then what we need to do? Simple. We need to ask to the user request for the permission that please grant the same. So again three parameter is required. The first one is in which context you want. Second, the list of the permissions that you want. Right now I want one permission. Which permission? That is manifest dot permission dot read external storage. I'm passing the request code. Suppose user allow the read external storage. Then what you want to do? So I'm just passing the external code that is 121. It means when user allow the permission, it means whenever you are requesting for the permission and if the permission is granted by the user, then what steps you want to take. So here you can override one more method, and that method is on request permission result. If request code sent by the user is one to one, it means the same code that is provided by the user. If request code is one to one and grant result of 0 equal package manager dot permission granted, it means the user has granted the permission, then what you want to do? I just want to load the images. So I will just call the one function that is list images. Obviously this function is not available. I need to create this function. So I will click on create function list images. Here if condition is if package manager dot permission is granted, then what you want to do? Again, if the permission is already there, then call the list images. Not only this, you need to add permission in manifest also. So here in Android manifest file, define one permission that is uses permission read external storage. Once it is done, you can execute your application. You can execute your application and you can open the emulator and you can check, is it asking me for the permission or not? You can make the allow or you can make the deny also. So see, my application is launching and it asking me load images demo is access wants the access to photos, media files and on your device. Do you want to allow or not? What if I click on deny? If I click on deny, it means my request code and my package permission is not granted, so it will not be called. Let me click on deny. So I had not asked the I had not sent the permission, I had not allowed the permission. Whenever you click again, whenever you run again it will ask for the permission until and unless user not allow the permission. Once this code is final, now the concept is what? I want to load the data from the external. It means I want the all the files from external storage. Now how to write the code, how to retrieve all this data? It is very simple. You can just write your variable rs is equal to content resolver dot query. Now here in query you can mention from where you want to extract the data. Here you can mention the path, that is URI. Here in URI I'm just passing media store dot media store dot images dot media dot external content URL. There are two paths. One is for the internal storage SD card and another one is the external storage. From where you want to read, I just want to load the images from SD card, so I'm just writing here external content URL. The second is really good field. What you want? Actually I want just the name of the file. I want a name of the file. So which columns you want to select? That is the second argument. Third argument is, do you want to filter the name? The fourth argument, that is, do you want to pass any arguments related to the filter name? And the last one is, do you want all these images in any particular order? I don't want in particular order, that's why it is null. I don't want to select and filter any image, this is why this is also null. Now I need to provide here the list of the column, which are the columns that you want to select. I just want to select only one column, which that is the name of the image. So here just you can write variable columns is equal to list of string dot to typed array. Here you can just pass which column I want. I just want a media store dot images dot thumbnail dot data. It will retrieve what? It thumbnail dot data will retrieve the name of the file, and I'm just passing here. This is the column I want from the external content. Now you can just check it is reading into the device explorer or not. If rs.move to next, then we will just make the toast dot make text in current context. What we want to load? rs dot get string of 0, it means it will retrieve the name of the file. Toast dot length underscore long, it means for how much duration you want to display. Then you can pass dot show. Here we just need to provide here one question mark for null checking, right? Once it is fine, you can just check. But right now see, in my this emulator there are no images is available. How can I check that images is available or not, right? So here you can open the gallery also. There is one option for the gallery. See photos, you can click on the photos. There are no photos available over here. It is asking me for the backup. I don't want the backup, so you can just I don't want to keep off, right? It is checking for the Google photos, but there are no photos available over here. So how can they display all the photos? Definitely there are no photos available in my emulator that I know. Now in device file explorer, this is the option right side available in Android Studio. In MNT there is a one folder, that is SD card. There are no images available over here. Now I want to copy images over here. So it is very simple. See, I have, these are the images available in my Windows available. See, these are the images. Let me copy all this, or you can copy the path, right? Let me copy the path. This is the path. Now I want to upload over here in SD card. You can just right click over here and upload. It will asking for the path. I'm just passing the path. Once you pass the path, it will give you an option to load all the images. You can select all these images and click on OK. It will be available to SD card. Right now, once all the images is available to SD card, you can run your application. Application will be loaded again. Now it is asking me for the permission. I'm allowing for the permission, but see, no toast is available. Why? Because in emulator I post in device file explorer, but after this I need to restart my emulator just to load all these images, because otherwise I need to mount it again also. Now see, I'm executing my application and it's showing here the path, that is there are f1.jpg file is available in my device explorer. Here you can check also here in photos. Now you can check the photo is loaded or not. See, these are the images available in my external storage, that is in SD card. Once image is loaded over here, then my next task is I want to load all these images into this emulator. I want to put it here one grid view and I want to load all these images over here, right? So very simple. Here in activity main you can take grid view. So I'm just removing this hello world. Just you can select and click on delete, it will be removed. Then you can search for the grid view. Just take the grid view and you can just drag and drop over here. You can click on the infer the constraint. Then from the design, there are two tasks you need to take care. One is you need to provide the ID. So I'm just giving the ID, that is grid view. One more thing that is required is what number of columns, that how many columns you want to display in a per grid. So I'm just using the number of columns, that is 3. So in one grid view I want 3 columns, right? Now I want to bind this my data with the grid view. Now how to bind this data into grid view? Right now I'm able to extract the name. Now based on the name I want to extract the image. So very simple. For this you need to take a one adapter class. So very simple step is there. Please pay attention over here, because this is most important feature of Android. Create one class. For example, my class name is image adapter. Here you can give any name. I am declaring as a inner class. Create the class which extends from base adapter. Obviously you need to implement the 4 methods. Let me introduce all these 4 methods. The first one is get count. Get count means how many times you want to execute this base adapter. Get item ID. For each run it will give you a unique ID for each run which item you want. And this get view, this is the function that will be called for each item. So let me implement all this 4 function of base adapter. You can remove this to do. You can remove this all this to do. And now here we need to provide the value. Let me clear everything first. In image adapter I want to display using image adapter I want to call my grid view. So grid view call this image adapter class. Obviously base adapter class will be called. For how many times you want to call this? So obviously the number of images that is available in your external storage, that many times we want to call this, right? So this rs variable we need to use over here in image adapter. So I am declaring as a instance variable. So just to declare late init variable rs cursor, that's it, right? So this rs variable will be lately initialized. Now you can use this rs variable over here. Suppose I am writing here this is the get item id, get item. So nothing worry about this. just provide in get count how many times you want to execute this. So return rs dot count is the function which returns how many records available in your external storage images. For example, if my images are 10, then this rs dot count will return me 10. So 10 times this image adapter will be called. Now for each time whatever the id you get, I'm just returning the same id here. But see, I'm getting the id that is integer and returning the long, right? So what to do? Very simple, change the expression to convert it to long. Now one more, here we are retrieving the id, return the same, right? So now what to do for every view calling? So I'm not doing anything extra, just taking the context from the user, let me define one constructor over here. Whatever user pass, I just want what, I just want to assign it to my instance variable. No constructor over here. I will define the constructor inside the class. I'm just declaring variable context colon context. Definitely we will let initialize it. I'm just writing here this dot context is equal to context. So in current context, what you want to do? In current context, I want to load my this get view for every item. So you just need to do what? Very simple. Take the one image view. We want to dynamically generate the image view for in grid view. Dynamically we want to generate image view inside a get grid view based on the number of item id that I am getting in a image adapter. So what I am writing here, what variable iv is equal to image view of current context. What it will do, in current context already I initialize it with context. So in current context what it will do, it will generate one image view and I am returning the same. But I need to retrieve that which image you want, right? This function, this class will be called for every image. So what I am doing, see, rs dot move to position. So now this get view p0 parameter is returning me a position. So I'm just passing here p0. What it will do, it will load suppose first image. So first image I want to load it into my first grid view column. So we need to take one more variable, that is path. Just take the variable path is equal to rs dot get string of 0. Now get string will return me what? That is the name of the image, right? Based on the name of the image, I'm just converting it to bitmap. So let me create one variable bitmap is equal to bitmap factory dot decode file, and you can just pass the path. So now based on the path it will generate the bitmap, and you can set this bitmap to your dynamic generated image view. Just pass here bitmap. Now what it will do, it will retrieve the path, and for every image I am generating the image view, I am returning the image view, and it will be called for every record that is available in the external storage database. Now not only this, for how much width and how much height you want the image, because sometimes what happen, some image having the different image having the different size. So I am just defining the layout parameters in which you can just pass if abs list view is the class having the layout parameter function in which you can pass the width and height. I want each image must have 300 by 300 size. Already I copied all these images into my device explorer of Android. Here in device explorer mnt sd card, I copied all these images. Now I want to load all these images into this emulator, right? Let's see it loading into grid view or not. But see, it will not load. Why? Because this is set into image adapter, but this image adapter is not still assigned to grid view. So very simple. Now you can just call one function grid view dot adapter is equal to image adapter. This is our class in which just pass the application context, and now just check it is working properly or not. See. Now see what happened. Let me explain again. See, this is the images available in external storage. I have total 10 images. It means my this image adapter class will be called for 10 times. Now for each image I am getting the unique ID, and for each image view I am calling the getView function. In getView function, for first image I am getting the path. Once getting the path, I am converting into bitmap, and I am passing this bitmap into image view, and I am returning the image view. So it will be called 10 times. Suppose if your external storage have 10,000 image, then this image adapter will be called 10,000 times. It means this function, this class will call for number of times that you had passed into get count function. Here in get count I passed rs dot count, so it will be called for number of times, that is that count match with the number of record available in external storage. Not only this, now I want what? Whenever user click over here, I want to load that particular image into next activity. Now what to do? Obviously we need one more activity over here. So you can just right click new activity, and you can take one more activity, that is empty activity. I'm just passing the name of the activity, that is display image activity, and then you can click on finish. This display image activity, in this display image activity I want that image view should be displayed. So I'm searching here for image view. You can just drag and drop the image view. You can put it into center also. You can just search it, and you can select the default picture, and now you can define the size also. Let me define the size. Image view width is 400 dp, height is 400 dp, right? And let me move little bit down. Now I want to display selected image into this image view, right? So I want to display in display image activity. Very simple. Whenever user click on grid view, what you want to do? So you need to write the code inside the list images function. You can write grid view dot set on item click listener. Whenever user click on item, what you want to do, that you can write over here. I is the position that is selected by the user. So what we need to do, you can just move to that particular position. So I'm just writing here rs dot move to position I, means suppose user has clicked on the third image, so I am moving to the third image. Once you move to that particular image, now I am passing the name of that image to the display image activity. So you can just check variable path is equal to rs dot get string of 0. It means it will retrieve the name of the position which is clicked, right? Suppose here in grid view, suppose user click on any image, so what I want that particular position and the name of the that particular image. Now I will pass that image inside variable I is equal to, I'm just writing here intent, in which I'm just passing the two arguments. The first where you are and where you want to move. I want to move into display image activity class.java. Definitely you can start the activity and you can call I, but I'm passing I dot put extra, and I'm passing the path. So I will retrieve the same path in display image activity, and I will set it to my current image view. Let's see it is working properly or not. Here you can write in display image activity, variable path is equal to intent dot get string extra and pass the path. So it will retrieve the name of the image that is being selected, right? Now here you need to definitely convert your path into bitmap. So you can write your variable bitmap is equal to bitmap factory dot decode file and just pass the path. Then you have already have one image view dot set image bitmap and just pass the bitmap. Let's just check is my application is working or not. I did nothing. What I did, let me show you step by step. In main activity, whenever user click on any grid view, I'm just passing the position. Suppose if you are clicking on this fifth image, so position will be passed and name of that particular image will be passed to this display image activity. This display image activity will retrieve the name and it will display into the image view that is available in this XML file. Let's just check. See, whenever you click over here, the image will be opened. See, whenever you click on any image, it will open that particular image. Very simple program, right? I did nothing, just load every images from external storage. I given you a demonstration of load images in emulator. Just to try the same in your actual mobile, right? It will load all the images of your mobile external storage into this application. This is from my side. Thank you for listening me. Thank you all.